Hi. So I got tagged by Steve Likes to Curse. Hi, Steve. With the "you're probably a dickhead" tag thing, meme thing. The thing is with me, you're supposed to do just two, right? The serious "you're probably a dickhead" and the humorous "you're probably a dickhead." To me, the difference between serious and funny is very, like, razor thin. Goes to show anybody who I think is humorously a dickhead, I still seriously think is a dickhead. Plus, I could go ad nauseum about the shit that I think is dickish. For instance, if you start a tag thread or a tag chain, right, about something that you know everybody is going to want to take a part in just because it allows them to bitch for a minute, and you only allot them two short little brief explanations as to what they think is a dickhead, you are probably a dickhead. If you help a little kid climb a tree just because you know he wouldn't be able to find his own way down, let's see, I'm going to continue on, I don't fucking care about the rules at this point. If you call dibs on somebody's first or last piece of birthday cake, if you enjoy your fucking gas-guzzling SUV, have a 56-inch LCD large screen flat panel television, between you and your family own more than 2 cell phones, and are constantly upgrading them to the newest and updated model, and then turn around and say that fossils are put on Earth as a test from God, and in turn boo scientists off of a fucking stage because he kind of sort of says that the moon isn't of its own luminescence, but you still love your cell phone and your computer and your car and your flat panel TV, which is, you know, giving you a signal from satellites. You're not probably a dickhead, you are a dickhead. Some shit doesn't need to be explained to you, alright? There are certain things that are just, like, it's innate knowledge. That the first and last piece of birthday cake goes to the birthday person. If you never jog a day in your life, yet for some reason feel the need to skip past people in wheelchairs, if you say in half an hour what would really normally only take a normal person 5 minutes to say, just because, you're probably a dickhead. And if they want to give it away to somebody else, by all means, but they are entitled to both the first and last piece. If you've lived your whole life beneath the poverty line and then bitch about how taxes are too high, if you live within the wealthy tax bracket and you complain that taxes are too high, if you work and thrive within the middle classes and you agree that the upper class is being taxed too much, you're probably a dickhead. Probability what it is, I guess you're probably a dickhead. You're most likely a dickhead. Within a degree of certainty, 99.9% probably a dickhead. If you think that C.S. Lewis was a philosopher, if you protest and somehow subversely convince a third world nation to not take copious amounts of extra food from another country because it's been genetically engineered, if you think that animal rights supersede human rights, you're probably a dickhead. It's the new year for them, right? The first and last piece symbolizes the coming of new events and the passing of old events. First and last piece of birthday cake go to the birthday person. Fuck you. You are most certainly a dickhead. If you do this, you're probably a dickhead. I'm done for right now. But I am going to tag RT Ottency. Who else? RT Ottency. Ooh.
Zombie Picture Show.
And who else? Ah, yes. Richard Roy 2. You've been tagged. So I guess that's 3. I'm gonna keep it at that. I don't know if you're only supposed to tag 2 people. Don't care. Those are the 3 I'm tagging. Yeah. So that's my take. And frankly, I don't care how much you fucking is. One serious, one fucking humorous. Nah, let it go. Let it out. Take this as an opportunity to vent. Subjecting yourself to 2. Yep, that's it. Bye. Ooh, and Glass Eye, you're tagged too.